Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the meeting of the, excuse me here, the Cerritos Property Preservation Commission meeting of Tuesday, May 26, 2026. And at this time, you want to do it? I'm going to call on Commissioner Chokshi to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. All those who are able, please stand.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Can we have roll call, please?
At this time, I will proceed with roll call for the Cerritos Property Preservation Commission. Chair Celia Spitzer.
Here.
Vice Chair Brian Ferrer.
Present.
Commissioner Janesh Chashi.
Here.
Commissioner Francis Ann Robles.
Here.
Commissioner Eric Westfall.
Here.
All members are present.
Thank you. At this time, if anyone is here, this is public comments and suggestions. This section is reserved for public comment on consent calendar and items not listed on the agenda, but that are within the subject matter jurisdiction of the commission. Verbal comments may be limited to 3 minutes per speaker, subject to the chair, and a maximum time allotted is 45 minutes. So if you would like to speak to something other than an agenda item, this is your opportunity, and you can step up to the microphone. Okay. Seeing none, we'll move on to the consent calendar. And in the consent calendar, could I have a motion for approval of the minutes from our April 28th meeting?
Move to approve. Second.
Are
Moved
there
by-
any additions or corrections to the minutes? Seeing none, we're ready for a vote.
I'm now activating the online voting system. Voting is live. Yeas have it. The motion carries.
Thank you. We have 4 public hearings tonight. Our first one, item 6A, review and consideration of a case sent before the Property Preservation Commission finding that conditions constituting a property nuisance as defined in Chapter 6.20 of the Cerritos Municipal Code exist at 17,600 block of Elora Avenue in Cerritos, including structure exteriors in need of repair and paint, a lack of adequate ground cover, and a vehicle parked on an unapproved area. May we have a staff report, please?
Thank you. This case will be presented by Kim Ardema, Senior Code Enforcement Officer.
Chair and members of the Commission, on August 20th, 2025, I inspected the subject property, observing a lack of landscape maintenance on the front yard, parkway, and area along the north side of the driveway, a lack of adequate ground cover in the front planter, dying grass on the front yard, and trash cans stored in public view. The following day, a notification was mailed providing 3 days to relocate the trash cans and 7 days to abate the remaining violations. A review of code enforcement records revealed that this property was brought before the Property Preservation Commission in May 2023 and October 2017, with resolutions adopted for similar violations. Inspections between September 9th, 2025 and November 19th, 2025 revealed some violations, like the landscape maintenance violation, in and out of compliance during that time, and 2 more notifications were mailed. On December 9th, 2025, an inspection of the property revealed the south side gate and the front wood trim and elements in need of repair and paint, and a 4th notification was mailed. On January 13th, 2026, an inspection of the property revealed compliance on mowing and edging only, with the additional observation of weeds in the front planter and a vehicle parked on an unapproved area in front of the north side gate, and the following day a 5th notification was mailed. From February 3rd through May 4th, 3 more notifications were mailed due to non-compliance, with the property owner calling and speaking with the code enforcement manager on March 9th. There was no further contact from the property owner. The property was posted for public hearing on May 12th, 2026. I received an email from the property owner this morning advising that scaffolding had been set up to repair and paint the wood, that the vehicle in front of the north side gate had been moved, and the side gate had been repaired and installed. and that the ground cover would be taken care of when the painting is finished. An inspection of the property today confirmed all of these things. Staff does recommend a resolution be adopted on this property to ensure compliance. This concludes my report, and I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Do any commissioners have any questions?
No.
None? Okay, at this time, I'll open the public hearing, and if there's somebody here who would like to address this item, please step forward and state your name.
No.
Oh, okay, thank you, Clarence. At this time, I will close the public hearing. And any questions or comments from the commissioners? Another opportunity. I think we're ready for a resolution.
All right, thank you. Staff recommends waiving full reading of and adopting a resolution of the Cerritos Property Preservation Commission, finding that the property located at the 17,600 block of Aurora Avenue does constitute a property nuisance, as set forth in Chapter 6.20 of the Cerritos Municipal Code, and setting forth a 21-day abatement period thereon.
Did someone wish to make that motion?
A motion.
Okay. Is there a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Everybody vote.
Voting is now live.
I'm trying.
The yeas have it. The motion carries
5-0.
5-0.
Item 6B, review and consideration of a case sent before the Property Preservation Commission finding that conditions constituting a property nuisance as defined in Chapter 6.20 of the Cerritos Municipal Code exists in the 16,400 block of Myra Lane, including structure exteriors in need of repair and paint and a lack of adequate ground cover. May we have the staff report, please?
This case will be presented by Kim Ardema, Senior Code Enforcement Officer.
Chair and members of the Commission, on September 9th of 2025, I inspected the subject property, observing a lack of adequate ground cover on the front yard area and north side of the driveway, and the south side fencing in need of repair and paint. The following day, a notice was mailed providing 30 days to abate the violations. On September 22nd, 2025, I received a message from the property owner who phoned requesting an extension and saying that he would contact the Community Development Department regarding the south side fencing. I called the property owner back twice with no answer. I left a voicemail that an extension would be granted, but to please call me back with a time frame. On October 10th, 2025, I received another message from the property owner that he called to request an extension. I called the property owner back, but again, there was no answer. So I left another voicemail, again requesting a time frame and telling him that an extension would be granted till mid-November and to call me if more time was needed. On November 18th, 2025, an inspection of the property revealed no compliance, and the following day, a second notification was mailed. On December 19th, 2025, I received a message that the property owner phoned and spoke to the Code Enforcement Secretary, telling her that the work would be done by early February. On February 18th, 2026, an inspection revealed compliance on installing ground cover on the front yard only, and a third notification was mailed. From March 17th to May 4th, 2 more notifications were mailed due to noncompliance. There was no further contact from the property owner. The property was posted for public hearing on May 12th, 2026, and an inspection of the property today revealed no compliance. Staff is recommending a resolution be adopted on this property. This concludes my report, and I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Does anyone have any questions of staff? Seeing none, at this time, I will open the public hearing, and if anyone is here who would like to address this item, please step to the microphone.
Hello,
And state your name, please.
Sujung Abiva.
Okay.
It's my husband, David Abiva.
David Abiva.
So we would just like to request another extension. We actually had, my parents both had strokes in January, one in January and one in February, and they were in rehab down in Tustin, so we had to switch back and forth between taking care of my daughter and driving down to Tustin every day, as my mother can't drive and she wanted to visit my father. I eventually had to move them into a assisted living, as my dad is now showing signs of dementia and cannot walk. And my mom also has trouble walking, so I had to clear out their home, sell off most of their property. And during that time, financially, I could not use that. I had used all the cash I had to clear out the home, do an estate sale on all their property, and they had quite a large home and a lot of items. They were kind of hoarders, and they had a lot of things I had to take care of, and it took months to get this done. We finally finished in April, and financially, now that the house is sold, I got my money back that I spent on the home. And also, on top of that, I got laid off at the same time, so it's been a lot of trouble. So financially, we're finally in a good place where we can finally, we've already made some inquiries about starting the whole process again, about finding someone to replace our fence. So we would request that we just get another extension at this time.
About how much time do you think you need?
Do you think a month would be?
I think that's.
About a month would be fine. We did find a new contact through our realtor, so she has someone that's much more reliable. The last couple of folks that we contacted, they would contact us and then they would kind of disappear once they found out they had to get a separate license to work in Cerritos, and that happened a lot. So this time we found a realtor that does work in this area, and she's going to help us out. So
Okay. Any questions at this point? Okay, thank you. Is there anybody else here wishing to speak on this? Okay. And then we'll talk about it, and then we'll get some information here for you.
okay, thank you.
Close the public comments. Okay, comments, input.
We should
from-
give the extension or whatever the time. It's a financial and also mental.
Right. Yeah. So how do you want to do a resolution or just sort of postpone this based on their request?
At this time, since there's been no contact
Till now.
through this time, otherwise we wouldn't have been here.
Right.
Because we would have just granted the extension. So at this time, I would still request a resolution to be adopted to ensure compliance.
Right.
And we'll work on them with the time frame. I believe the resolution is 21 or 30 days
Yeah,
anyway.
well, we could
Staff
could make it
recommendation would
longer.
be 21, but we'll be more than happy to work with them with the additional timeline that they need for the
good.
financial strains. No problem.
And that's always the case with,
Okay.
with any resident.
After we do the formal vote, Clarence, you'll explain, okay. So this gentleman over at Clarence will explain what has happened. And the bottom line is, yeah, we're happy to grant an extension. If you'd, contacted staff in the last month or even since you got this notice, I understand you've been undergoing a lot of stuff and said, we need another extension. We wouldn't even be here tonight for you. So that's just a procedural kind of thing, okay? So it sounds like we're saying bad right now, but again, it's procedural, and then the staff will work with you. They work with everybody. So any other input right now from, okay. So if we'll go ahead and we're ready for a resolution.
Thank you. Staff recommends waiving the full reading of and adopting a resolution of the Cerritos Property Preservation Commission, finding that the property located at the 16,400 block of Myra Lane does constitute a property nuisance as set forth in Chapter 6.20 of the Cerritos Municipal Code and setting forth a 21-day abatement period thereon.
Do I have a motion?
A motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
Go ahead and vote.
I am now activating the online voting system. Voting is live.
Okay.
The ayes have it, 5-0. The motion carries.
And this will all be explained to you. Item 6C, review and consideration of a case sent before the Property Preservation Commission finding that conditions constituting a property nuisance as defined in Chapter 6.20 of the Cerritos Municipal Code exist in the 16,300 block of Langfield Avenue, including a lack of landscape maintenance and a lack of adequate ground cover. May we have the staff report, please?
Thank you. This case will be presented by Brian Lane, Code Enforcement Officer.
Chair and members of the commission. On January 21st, 2026, staff inspected a property in the 16300 block of Langfield Avenue, observing a lack of landscape maintenance and a lack of ground cover on the front yard and the parkways, and a notification was sent to the owner providing 28 days to abate the violations. Inspections between February 25th and May 5th, 2026 revealed no compliance. 3 additional notifications were mailed. On May 12th, 2026, the property was posted for PPC. An inspection today revealed some progress in the landscape maintenance, and it appeared there had been some fertilizer or seed put down. However, the property was still not in compliance, and there has been no contact from the property owner. Staff recommendation on this property is to adopt a resolution. This completes my report, and I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Any questions from commissioners?
No.
Okay. At this time, if there is anyone here to address this item, feel free to step up. Nobody's here, so I will close the public hearing. Forgot to open it with a gavel. And I don't think there's anything else from the commission right now, so we're ready for resolution.
All right. Staff recommends waiving the full reading of and adopting a resolution of the Cerritos Property Preservation Commission, finding that the property located at the 16300 block of Langfield Avenue does constitute a property nuisance as set forth in Chapter 6.20 of the Cerritos Municipal Code and setting forth a 21-day abatement period thereon.
Would somebody like to make that motion?
I'll make the motion.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
Ready to vote?
Voting is now live. The yeas have it, 5-0. The motion carries.
Okay. And our last public hearing item, 6D, review and consideration of a case sent before the Property Preservation Commission finding that conditions constituting a property nuisance as defined in Chapter 6.20 of the Cerritos Municipal Code exist in the 12,700 block of Droxford Avenue, including an inoperable vehicle stored in public view and oil stains on the driveway. And we have a staff report, please.
Thank you. I will actually be presenting this case on behalf of Darnell Jerry, our Code Enforcement Officer. My name is Joseph Chacon, Code Enforcement Manager. The Code Enforcement case at the 12,700 block of Droxford Avenue was initiated on September 18th, 2025, regarding an inoperable vehicle stored in public view and oil stains on the driveway. Inspections conducted on September 19th, 2025, October 29th, 2025, November 24th, 2025, January 5th, 2026, February 9th, 2026, and March 18th, 2026, and May 4th, 2026. Confirm the violations remain despite multiple notices of violation, extensions granted by staff, and ongoing communication with the property owner regarding the removal of the vehicle and cleanup on the driveway. On May 26, 2026, staff was contacted by the property owner and advised that the vehicle was scheduled to be removed later that day by a salvage company. Staff subsequently conducted a field inspection and confirmed that the vehicle had been removed, the oil residue had been properly treated and cleaned. Therefore, staff recommends that no resolution be adopted as the property is now in compliance with Cerritos Municipal Code. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, any today? Yeah.
Yep.
Me too. Okay. Me too. Yeah.
We're,
Okay.
we're,
Any
talk- we're
questions?
talking about that black thing, right? The black cover,
It's gone.
not the inoperable. Because when I drove by the car today, it looked a little
What time
inoperable.
were you there?
12 noon?
It was after that, right? Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. It
the
was-
Hyundai. The Hyundai.
Yes.
Same.
The
Same
Hyundai.
day.
The
Same
Hyundai.
day.
The car,
He's
the
talking
Hyundai's
about
SUV.
It's gone. Okay. So there is
There's no
no
resolution.
resolution,
I-
so we don't have to do anything.
Do we need to show that it says Droxford Street instead of Droxford Avenue? Right. On the agenda?
That's it. They're
'Cause
recommending
it's,
no resolution.
No, because
No, the address.
the address is Droxford Street. However, on the agenda and on the paperwork,
It is,
shows-
that would be a street, not an avenue.
So should we adjust it to reflect it before? Just to note it, I guess, for the next.
We will note that and adjust that accordingly.
Oh, and here it says avenue.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
I just automatically wrote it a street because I know it's a street and not an avenue. What? Well, the staff recommendation was no resolution.
Mm.
Oh,
Yeah, because
okay.
yeah.
Is everybody okay with accepting the staff recommendation
Yes.
of no resolution? Okay,
Thank you.
I sort of, that was already there. Okay. Now, reports, 7A, do we have anything from the commission staff liaison?
No reports at this time.
Okay. Anything from commissioners?
Nope.
I had something I'd just like to point out I think it's in Darnell's area, at 18505 Camstra, sort of not far from here. It's a corner lot, very, very tall weeds. It looks like it's vacant. Okay. My husband noticed this and let me know about it. I mean, I drive by there a couple of days a week too. Okay, so just to give, I guess, I think that's Darnell's area, so unless, I don't know if something's already been sent out. It has been. Great, thank you very much. And then our next meeting will be Tuesday, June 30th. And at this time, we're ready to adjourn. I therefore adjourn the meeting.
Ooh.
Very good.